It was a Tuesday, 3 a.m., the hour when the internet belongs to the caffeine-addicted and the chronically paranoid. My friend Kyle, let's call him a digital enthusiast with more RGB lights than social skills, was deep in his element. Kyle isn't a hacker in the cinematic sense. He doesn't wear a trench coat or type access granted into a green terminal. He's the kind of guy who accidentally deletes his own operating system trying to install a custom skin for a 20-year-old game. But that night, Kyle's curiosity took a turn into the deep end. He had stumbled upon a directory he shouldn't have touched, a misconfigured government-adjacent server, while looking for, of all things, a leaked beta for a new Minecraft mod. He didn't steal anything. He didn't encrypt files. He just clicked. And then the screen flickered. A massive red connection traced icon popped up. A joke script he'd forgotten he installed years ago, but in his sleep-deprived state, it looked like the hand of God. He pulled at the plug. Literally, he ripped the power cord out of the wall and sat in the sudden, deafening silence of his room, his heart hammering against his ribs like a trapped bird. He spent the next hour staring at the door, convinced that black SUVs were already circling the block. He started the sanitization. He threw his external hard drives into a pile of dirty laundry. He considered microwaving his motherboard but realized he'd probably just burn the house down. He was halfway through flushing a handful of USB sticks that contains nothing but high-res photos of his cat when it happened. The sound. It wasn't a polite tap. It was a rhythmic, heavy, house-shaking boom. 3 loud hits. A voice, muffled but commanding, tore through the wood. FBI, open up! We know you're in there, Kyle! Kyle's soul didn't just leave his body, it filed for divorce. He hit the floor, hands behind his head, whispering, "I'm sorry," to a poster of Elon Musk. He crawled to the door, shaking so hard he could barely turn the deadbolt. He opened it, expecting tactical flashlights and the cold steel of a rifle barrel. Instead, he saw 3 figures in full tactical gear, vests, helmets, FBI in bold white letters across their chests, and those mirrored aviator sunglasses that make everyone look like a protagonist. They stormed in. One kicked over a tower of empty ramen cups. Another pinned Kyle to the carpet. The lead agent, a tall guy with a jawline made of granite, leaned down, his face inches from Kyle's. "Where is the data, Kyle? Where is the profile?" Kyle was sobbing now. "I didn't mean to click it. It was just a mod. I'll never go online again. I'll live in the woods. I'll use a carrier pigeon." The agent didn't flinch. He pulled out a block smartphone and shoved it an inch from Kyle's eyes. "Explain this, then." Kyle squinted through the tears. He expected to see lines of code, IP addresses, or a picture of a classified drone. But the screen was glowing with a very familiar orange and pink gradient. It was Tinder. The agent pointed at a profile of a girl named Stacy who liked hiking and toxic vibes. "You swiped left on my sister, Kyle. She's a 10. You're a guy who lives in a basement with cat hair-covered servers. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't take you in for crimes against taste." The room went silent. Kyle stopped breathing. One of the other agents let out a snort, then another. Suddenly, the lead agent ripped off his sunglasses and started howling with laughter. It was Dave. Dave from Kyle's Discord server who worked part-time at a costume shop. The tactical gear was high-quality polyester and plastic. The FBI stood for Forever Blonde Investigations, a fake bachelorette party security company they'd rented the gear from for the ultimate prank. They had tracked Kyle's location through his own hacker stream he forgot he'd left running. They'd been standing outside his window watching him flush his USB drives for 20 minutes, muffled by their own laughter. They didn't arrest him. They just ordered pizza, sat in his room, and watched him try to fish his cat photos out of the toilet with a pair of kitchen tongs. Kyle didn't go to federal prison, but he did have to buy a new motherboard. And to this day, whenever he hears a knock at the door, he instinctively puts his hands behind his head.